We're looking at episode 20. Episode 20 is a 6-hour video, so I'm breaking it up into different parts. This section, though, is the whole video is focused on the mine. I've cleared it out 90% of the way. There's still a little bit of work left to be done on it, and I wanted to do this section separately. This is my technique for cleaning up the spiders inside of a closed off cave spider spawner. Probably the only type of spawner you ever have to do this with because they're poisonous. If you are well into your game and you've got your diamond or netherite armor and you've got your proc 4 on everything, then you really don't have to worry because it reduces the poison time. But if you're not up that far and you're running into them, or let's say you're running hardcore, even their bites, single bites, can have a bad effect on you. Might even kill you depending on the amount of protection you do or don't have. So I always approach them with the utmost caution, because that way I'm already up and prepared if I ever decide to try and play hardcore. Not yet, seeing as I seem to die miserably at everything I try and play when I start off the first time. But and also because I don't like spiders, and just the idea of those little bastards coming up and sinking their fangs in me just is not a pleasant experience. Not that I try to imagine. So I develop methods to kind of whittle them down. The first step is, of course, getting the light in there so the spawner turns off. It won't do its thing. And then I found that the cave spiders are 1 block wide, so they can slip into a single block like that and come get you. So the technique here is to try and dig through the wall using fencing to block them in. So they can come through, but they can't go up because there's fence above them, fence to either side, and they're kind of stuck. Then you can take care and kill them. But if they've been here for a while, which they have, because I've gone through and I've cleaned out the mine, I've passed this, they've kind of scattered around, so they're harder to get to. So, and in that case, you got to kind of just keep looking for them and digging them in. And I'm kind of cautious because I may have missed something, and they may have scattered on around. They do that sometimes. Sometimes they climb up and they just kind of sit there and wait for you to get close, and they jump down and get you, or they kind of crawl out and get you. And other times they just kind of, or they're like a tack craft, and they just kind of zoom on in and come at you. So it's always good. The second thing to be cautious about is that occasionally, they can spawn in 2 different types of surprising ways. One is that there's a hollow space in the wall, a single 1 block hollow space, and they've spawned in there. And I've come across occasionally ones that do that, and there's like 2 or 3 in there, and you break that open, you weren't paying attention, you didn't see the little telltale signs of clipping, and suddenly you got 3 of those guys jumping on you. And then the other, which is even rarer, is that they'll just spawn right in the middle of a center block of a solid block, which I had happen here. Actually, you're not going to see it in this video, but there's another video later on, and I'm just clearing up a straight down column. And I've cleared everything else around it except for this 1 column. And I break it down, I'm taking it down by the levels, and boom, suddenly out pops the cave spider. No place else that it could have come from. And there it was. And I've had that happen a couple of times on a couple of different worlds. Oh, there's our first catch. See, kind of stuck there. Gotta be careful to stay outside the hitbox. Even though it's a 1 block mob, it still has a 2 block attack radius. This method, it's methodical. You've got to have the patience to work your way through it. A lot of people don't. They just rather pop it open, charge on in, fight and kill, drink a little, have a little cow's milk along the way there to keep things up and, you know, keep you nice and cured, or some honey. Honey would also be a good cure to have. I don't have any honey. I haven't built any bees for this game yet. And even this early on in the game, I was not in a position to build beehives or anything like that. So, but just that spider sound just kind of gets on the nerves. It's like there. I mean, spiders don't make that sound, but they do make that pitter-patter sound. I've had spiders run across my walls or run across my posters, and they do have a kind of pitter-patter to their feet. Yeah, I'm not talking like big spiders like tarantulas. They don't really run like that, but smaller spiders do, and they just kind of scatter, you know, scamper. I think that's the word. Little light down in there. Oh, there it is. There's another one. You have to be fast and ready to get them. So, if not, they'll pop on out. But you can see there that that's you know, that's how it works. It comes in. I did this setup once, and I had them pop through, and they just kind of rose right on up, right through it. I can't remember what world I was working on when that happened. I just had to sit there and say, what? Why? How? So, a lot of digging, trying to get in them, because there's two spider spawners there. You can't really tell, but there's one straight ahead and there's one to the left. So they're right next to each other, so you got a lot of spider filled in there, and just hit them what else is around there you can't see and where they've gone to. And then the next part is like hunting them. And once you find them, they act in one of two ways. They either charge at you or they just kind of hang out. And if you're lucky, they're hanging out, which means that you can kind of, yeah, there's a lot of that noise. So that means I've run into a bunch of them. See, I have the subtitles on, so it always kind of gives me an idea. See, I got spiders to the right of me. I got spiders in front of me. I think I have a spider to the left of me. Yeah, that's hard to tell. Yeah, I've never liked spiders. I don't care how beneficial they are. They creep the hell out of me. I remember I was spending the night very young. Very, very young. I spent the night at a friend of my mom's house. She had a big old Victorian up in the hills and stuff. I remember seeing a tarantula walk down the hallway out through my room's dark, the hallway lights on, and I remember watching this tarantula just go walking along the hallway. And I was like, yeah, I'm not sleeping for the rest of the night. I could not stand that. It's just, I don't think that was the only thing, but it's definitely an experience that scars you when it comes to arachnids. Yeah, there they are. So you see, sometimes they just hang out there, and other times they'll drop right down and then pop up and come right at you. This time they're kind of holding their place, which is good. Maybe they haven't seen me, you know, stealth mode, and not great line of sight. The fence creates a blocking of the line of sight. Even though it's a transparent block for us, it still blocks them. They can't see you through it. Their visual's more up. You know, so placing fencing like that may seem, oh, hey, look, there's one over there. May seem redundant, but you can't put a fence like you can't put a block in a place that a mob is. So it's a good final. Fences or torches are a good final. See, there's clipping right there. There's a clipping. So that spider is over on the other side of the block, but they can stick through. And it's not intended, but there is a possibility that they push their way through just due to, well, you know, collision. collision readjustment. The whole thing is just waiting, because you don't know where they're going to come through. You don't know how many have spawned already. They don't go away, is what I've noticed. They do not despawn. Because, I mean, I deal with these things for a long time, and they hang out. You know, I don't care what world I'm on. They like, you can't just like, okay, well, they've spawned. I've turned off the spawner. Yeah, there's one. And I'll just hang out here for 15, 20 minutes, and they'll be gone. No. They stay. There's a lot of them up there. Look at that. Nasty. There we go. All right. Blocked. Yeah, their pathfinding wants them to push up. That's what they do, is they push up. So they get up there, they get into the corner, they push themselves forward, they can't go forward anymore, so they push up along the wall. So they reach the ceiling and they kind of get stuck up there for pathfinding. I'm sure that if I left it open enough, long enough that they notice me, that they would drop back down and start doing that, chasing me along the ground. But if they don't have that, if they're just on their normal pathfinding, they'll find a corner and a ceiling and hang out up there until, you walk under them or something. I still can't see what's in the full corner, so this is not a very good defense because of their hitbox. Even stepping up that close, they could bite you right then and there. So using stealth to stay low. Well, get low in there, but also to help them not notice me. So yeah, these little guys. I've got this all sped up because it's just a lot of me kind of moving things around, trying to find them. It's a hunt. We're back into the hunt again. Yeah. Aren't there? There was one over there. We did see it climbing up and down. So it's around someplace. Where it went, I have no clue. It's here someplace. The whole point of that defensive point is not to protect you when you're up that close. The whole point of it is have it there, give them a little something that they have to deal with for a moment in their pathfinding while you back off. Then it holds them at bay until you can, and then you can take care of them at a better range. Getting the fencing in place is the best thing. The only two things I've ever really, I guess, if there's a criteria or a top list of mobs I find problematic in a mine, cave spiders would be first because of how fast they move, how small they are, and their hitbox and their poison. Second one is creepers, because you're in tight spaces. Creepers can come through and get you, blow you up right there. You get your shield up. If you get your shield up in time, then you're pretty good. You get a block in front of you, a ground level block. When they blow up, you're good, because the explosions. Oh, there we go. There's some more. Still don't think I'm using a magic bow. Regular bow, or maybe a bow that maybe got a mild enchantment on it. There we go. There's, alright, some down. Well, it's still a lot more. But, where's that? Creeper's explosion. Yeah, if you put a block down between you and a creeper and it explodes, supposedly you'll be fine because the explosion only happens at foot level and the block absorbs the damage. So I prefer just to kill creepers for two reasons: gunpowder and preservation of the terrain, whether it be indoor or outdoor. the more they blow up, the less you have. If you've got like a really nice place you're enjoying, you know, it's not the same after a creeper or two have come through and just like chewed up the landscape. I just collect cobwebs out of habit, but what I'm trying to do right now is you gotta clear them out of the way so you can put things in place. Yeah, there's some more just kind of hanging out up there. These are the frustrations of just trying to get in there. It's up there, you know. I just get that little edge in there to take them out. Now, hopefully, we've gotten everything out of this section. You know, but, you know, I didn't quite see them until later on, so it's always easy to miss something. There we go. Got that section closed off. Everything in the corners looks good. I'm doing speed ups and slow downs through this entire thing just to try and save some time. It's not exactly ideal. Because they creep me out. I like to try and do the intensity. You know, you're sitting there, you're trying to work your way through. They're screeching and everything. They're climbing all around. Hey, there's another one. See, he's climbed up, so he's kind of stuck there. Yeah, okay, I had to try it. I had to try and shoot through the rails. I know I can, but, you know, it was too much of a what we would call box. I mean, you've got an upper guide, you got a lower guide, you got a left guide, you got a right guide. If that was a normal fence, you would be able to shoot through that. You know, so what you're watching for is if the spider drops. Spider drops, you gotta get your defensive piece up right away. Because he's gonna drop, he's gonna come over, and they are fast. They're not as fast as zombie children, but I would have to say they're probably second fastest. Well, then they do move. The mob I like best, I think, are skeletons. I like to, even though my first world, I was ambushed by a skeleton after I made my first bed. This was after like days and days of not having a bed, and finally having it and going out and exploring a little. And it was daylight, and I came out of my little hidey hole with my bed, and there was one still surviving in the shade of a tree, and he shot and killed me. Little bastards. But I like them because they do so many amazing trick shots. I want to be able to shoot a bow like a skeleton. I mean, they can shoot backwards. They can, like, jump down, you're behind them, they're facing away from you, they draw their bow and they aim it up behind, over their shoulder and shoot you. That's just, you know, that's some anime stuff right there. That, you know, that's some John Woo, you know, some hardcore, you know, Japanese super kung fu gun fu action right there. Bow fu. You know, I want to be able to shoot like that. I want to be fast enough. I want to get my bows drawn fast enough to do that, and just, you know. So I like to trade fire with them. It's fun. It's trying to get that. Unfortunately, they can do what I can't do, which is they can move almost as smoothly. There's another one hanging out. That's good. I think I'm not shooting them because I'm limited in my arrows. I don't have a good source of arrows. Oh, there's two of them there too. See, that might cause one to drop when the other one drops. So, but yeah, I think I have a limited supply of arrows with no real solid resource for getting them back. I don't have a Fletcher in the village. I don't think at this point. I know I provided a fletching job to someone, but I just remember ammunition being a prized commodity. And I'm pretty much getting my arrows mostly from killing skeletons, because there's no other drop value for them. Now we're getting down to the last few, and they are, of course, hidden. Gotta find them. This is the hunt. This is where are they? And you have to decide if you're going to take away your safety bars, or if you're going to, try something else. The whole thing is encapsulating areas, closing them off, making them smaller, tighter, reducing the avenues of their location. And that's the hard part, is just where are they? Where can they be now? So I'm having fun with Minecraft. I just did a 3-part little test recording, starting the nether and surviving so you can get out. And well, I managed to get out. I only died 9 times, but I managed to do it. I died mostly due to early mishap combined with pigmen. Yeah, pigmen. That's an entirely different story all right there. Wasn't in this survival game. No, this is just I started up. I was bored and I only wanted to do something small, so I decided to do that. So it was a frustrating end. I'm gonna throw those up sometime. They're like 1 to 2 hours each episode, 3 episodes. Yeah, I clear out the webs because I need to be able to see. The spiders, especially in shadows, it's hard to see them through the webs, at least for me. They don't stand out. So it's clear the line of sight, make sure they're not blending in up there, because the mosaic of the spider webs adds to the breaking up of the spider outline. And you're like, well, is it spider or is it shadow? Is it shadow? Is it spider? Definitely not going off into that. That's way too dark. That's another problem with hunting spiders, is that you have to make sure that you have your avenues from the outside closed off as well, or secured, because you're sitting there hunting spiders and then, creeper comes along and blows you up. Skeleton starts sniping you and you get distracted, and then the spider comes out and gets you. So now I'm doing some precision digging. I'm thinking the spiders might be down there. I'm trying to hunt by the sound of their voices, and there's different locations. So there's one that says they're down there, and they're underneath me somehow. And there's another one that says, there we go, someplace it is. Fade out. I have to wait for it to screech again. Okay, there's one that's in front of me. Okay, that means he's in front of me. Someplace, somewhere. Still in front. Still in front. Still doing that cautious digging in case there's a pocket in here, or there's just one stuck between blocks. Yeah, looks like underneath me, which means, just to be careful, just to be certain. But it's around here someplace. Of course, I have the advanced knowledge of where he's at, where they're both at, where they're all at, because I've been through this before. It's around here somewhere, waiting to get me. Yeah, if you don't like that spider hissing sound and you're trying to hunt by it, it's added in its annoyance. kind of just like ice up the spine. And you're waiting for the next one so you can figure out where it's at. Just waiting, you know, and just there's always that possibility it's right behind you and it's just gonna come crawling right up your backside. Yeah, just jump on your back and bite you. So yeah, I hope there's no arachnophobes listening to this. But my fellow arachnophobes, you know I speak the truth. They're not just casually hanging out, they are here to get us. They're you know, why else would they be hanging out? So, it's like, where are they? Where are they? They're down there someplace. And of course they can't just be, you know, happy and helpful and just like crawl and say, hi, here I am. No. I've got to do the, I'm going to hang out and hide until you do the right thing. Get me moving again. These two were hard. Yeah, there's two of them. They were hard. Yeah. So at this point, you reach a kind of, don't want to say desperation, but you know they're there. They know you're there. And someone's got to make the bolder move. Someone has to do the move to get them to show up. Yeah, there's a hollow underneath there. There's an opening right there in the corner that I blocked off. So it's very easy that they crawl down there. And also, with the spawning of the spawner, it's just quite easy that they spawn down there. You know, they can spawn within, 9 blocks? They can spawn within 9 blocks. So, any place that's an opening, you know, 9 blocks, 8 blocks out from the spawner. So anything in that direction, they can spawn. If there's an open spot, they can get in it. They don't need to eat. They don't need to breathe. You know, they're Minecraft creatures, so they survive. And yet, despite all my work here, can't get them to show up. They're waiting. They're playing the patient game. Waiting for me to make a mistake. While I'm waiting for them to make a mistake. Ah, there he is. Come on, get back. Sword. Show him with a bow. I mean, do you see how far away he is? See how far away that was? And he still hit me. He was a good, I don't know, 2 blocks from me, and he still got me. He got me while he was still at the edge. That is what makes them so dangerous. They just have that hitbox, and they can just get you. Now you're like going, well, that's not too bad. I mean, you lost 1 health and 1 fatigue, and you were able to eat it. I'm going, yeah. If it's just 1, if it's 3 of them, you know, they're going to keep biting you. Plus, you're taking bite damage. And if you're in hardcore mode, they're going to be doing even more damage to you, and that poison is going to be going on a little bit longer. You know, it's like being in hardcore mode and getting hit by poison from the witch. It keeps going. It keeps going until you're down to like 1.5 hearts. All it takes is something to ding and you're dead. So, down there, but it's not close. Still, I'm being a little bit more cautious. I've already gotten hit by 1. So we're just going to take the plunge. That's just in case, yeah. Not above. Where is it? Where can it be? Getting colder, colder, warmer, a little bit cold again, a Oh, there he is. Yeah, don't even think about that sword this time. Take him down. And the worst thing about the spiders is that whether they're regular spiders or cave spiders, they sound exactly the same. And you can't tell them apart.